Hi, welcome to Petra's Happy Place. This is the place where we're going to talk about crochet and everything that has to do with it. We're also going to talk a little bit about my love of reading and writing and my love of Jesus. I think all of them work hand in hand together, and I'm so excited to be able to share all of my loves and all those things that make my place my happy place. My name is Petra, again, as I said, and I have been crocheting for just about all my life, ever since I was a little child. My grandmother would sit me down and she would teach me how to use the hook and how to make granny squares. And when my mom saw that I had a love of this, she actually bought me my crochet hooks, and she made sure I always had yarn available, and I crocheted for many years. I grew out of it when I was a teenager, as most teenagers do. We decide that it's not cool enough for us. So when I got back into my 20s and 30s, I did start crocheting again. I had children and I started crocheting things for them. Mostly hats and scarves and blankets. I love crocheting afghans and blankets and things for babies, crochet little baby blankets and a couple of clothing items. Lately, I have been pouring myself into the crochet community again, and I just am in love with everything that there is out there anymore. There is the world of yarn and those that are picking up the art form again has grown exponentially, and I just love it so much that the community has bonded together, and we just share the enthusiasm. We're all just kind of encouraging one another and spurring one another onto this wonderful love that we have for the arts and being creative. In this channel, I am excited to be able to share with you my love, but I also want to be able to encourage you. That's one of my main reasons for having the channel to begin with. In each podcast that I do, I would like to be able to not only instill something that I might love, but I also want you to come away with an excitement. If I can help just a little bit in making sure that others that may not be as far along as I am, or others in the other crochet community I would like to be able to help them feel more confident in what they're doing and bring them to a place where they can just sit and crochet for no other reason than it makes them happy. I think that's the biggest thing for me, is crochet brings me joy. It really, really does. If I'm having a difficult day, and lately it has been more often than not, I like to pick up a hook and a needle, a hook and yarn, and be able to just work the yarn and have it slide over my fingers. And it might not be anything useful. It might just be holding the yarn and the hook and watching a show on TV or whatever it might be. But it is such a stress relief for me. I don't worry about where the next stitch is going to go. I just work it. That is what I'm hoping to help you with as well. I'm seeing so many of these wonderful, fine ladies and men that are in the crochet community that have such an enthusiasm about the art. And you can see that it's coming from within, that this love of yarn, and there's something special about it, to know that it goes back hundreds and thousands of years, that people have been using yarn, they have been using wool, they have been using cotton for so long to make articles of clothing, to make things to keep them warm. And to know that that is such an integral part of our history, it means a lot. And I think that if we can all bond together, maybe a little bit of simplicity can come back into our lives. This morning, I would like to talk to you about some of the projects that I've been working on. I have been a procrastinator of sorts. I don't really like finishing projects, and that has been across the board. I have had so many things that are sitting around my house. My parents accused me of this when I was growing up. My husband still sees how many projects I've started and I've never finished. But I am determined I am going to be finishing more projects. And I am proud to say that I have finished many crochet projects. In fact, if you were to think about all the things that I have done in my lifetime, I have finished more crochet projects than I've finished anything. And that's saying a lot. So that's how much I love it. So the first thing I want to show you is one of the things that I have been working on for about the last week or so. I have been working on a little top. I made myself a top about 2 weeks ago. And I was so excited. It was the very first object that I had ever made myself that was something that I could wear, and not just a scarf. It was an actual object that I could wear, and I was so proud of it. It fit well, and I wanted to wear it every day. Unfortunately, I don't work in an environment where I can do that. So I did wear it when I could, and I wish I could wear it all the time, but I think it's something that people might say, didn't you just wear that? And so I wanted to make something else. I wanted to make a different top. So I started another top, and I got an idea from one of the ladies that I've been watching on one of the YouTube channels, and she just wings it. And so I thought, I'm just going to try this. I've never done winging a project before. I'm going to try it. So I'm not going to discuss any of the details about what stitches I used or anything like that. I just wanted to show you just real quickly something that I've been working on. And if you have any questions about it, you just please put it in the comments and I'll try to address it. But this is just something I just wanted to share with you for the first video. Okay, so this is the top. This is the back of it. Okay, it's just this little camo. It's a baby. It's very soft. It's not the softest that I've ever felt, but it's a nice top. It's not heavy. It's not like a heavy wool. It's an acrylic polyamide blend, and I just made a back, and basically all it is, it's big rectangle. That's all it is. It's a big rectangle. And right now, I guess you could see through it, a little bit of light, but once it's all put together and I wear it, you don't have to wear anything underneath it. But then what I'm doing now is I'm working on the front part. And basically, all I'm doing is having, this is the front part, okay? It's the same rectangle, but now I'm starting to do the neck part, and this, I've never done anything like this before. Okay, so I'm winging it here, but I'm doing the neck, bringing out the neck, and then I'm going to bring it out again. I'm going to bring it up a little higher, and then all I have to do is sew it together up here. You see how it's coming up like this? All I have to do is seam it together here, and then seam it together on the other side. Seam it down the sides, and I'll have a top. And then I could, if I wanted to, add some sleeves if I wanted to, or I could add a little bit more of a neck design, or I could have a little collar or something maybe. But I'm looking forward to that, because if this works out, I started writing little notes down to myself, and if it does work out, I'll be able to make myself a top later on with a little bit heavier of a yarn, and maybe I'll put some sleeves on it, make it, do the nice design or maybe like a little lace. But either way, I think it's going to be a pretty top. So that's something that I'm working on. And like I said, I want to encourage you. I don't want you to start with anything fancy schmancy. If you have never crocheted before, it's not going to be that, this is not going to be that kind of channel. I want to encourage you to be able to work within your comfort range, and I want to be able to encourage you to move forward. So hopefully you'll be able to join me next time when we talk more about crochet, a little bit about reading, and hopefully a little bit more about Jesus and how much I love him. God bless you all, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.